What's up, my fellow fight fans? I'm Jake Hatton, and this is MMA Weekly's The Lowdown Breakdown. Getting ready to talk about UFC 238 that took place at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Let's talk Cowboy versus Ferguson. Both fighters are over 6 foot tall and use their length well in many different ways. This was a revitalized Cowboy fighting with a new spirit, but on the other side of the octagon, you have the intense and unpredictable Tony Ferguson that uses a lot of pressure to attack his opponents and brings many different looks with his unorthodox style, which has become his trademark that served him very well tonight. Cowboy was on a 3-fight win streak, but the 35-year-old Tony Ferguson is now 14-1 in the UFC and on an incredible 12-fight win streak. Tony defeated Kevin Lee to claim his interim belt at UFC 216, which he went on to forfeit due to a series of unfortunate injuries, which Khabib now holds the belt and will face Dustin Poirier later this year. Guys, what can I say about Ferguson? He has defeated some of the UFC's finest lightweights with wins over Anthony Pettis, Rafael dos Anjos, and Kevin Lee, just to name a few. Here's how the fight went down. Round 1. It was a very action-packed opening round, with both fighters coming out with solid striking. Cowboy was using his jab early, but he is always a slow starter, and Tony, knowing this, took full advantage and came out strong. Both fighters with excellent movement, and Tony started using his unorthodox style to land regularly with solid punches to the head and nice kicks. But there was not a lot of defense on display, and to no one's surprise, there was no takedown attempts. It was all standing. Round 2, Tony came out with heavy early pressure, attacking Cowboy, clearly wanting to push the pace with his strategic trademark style. Both fighters again were landing solid head strikes and hard kicks with a vicious fight pace. Cowboy did work for the first takedown of the fight, but Ferguson, being an excellent wrestler, got right back to his feet. Ferguson started landing more regular punches, finding his rhythm, and really utilizing his jab, and it was doing clear damage to the face of Cowboy. Ferguson, with his quick kick-punch combo, was giving Cowboy different angles and looks and started to land more frequently. This was starting to become a problem. Ferguson continued to work his incredible pressure and pace, and there was visual damage on Cowboy's face towards the end of the round. At the end of the second round, Ferguson landed an unfortunate clean, hard punch to the face of Cowboy a little bit after the bell. Cowboy looked a little dazed and confused after that shot landed. Now guys, here's where it gets a little interesting. Cowboy, standing in the corner getting ready to start the third round, made a crucial mistake when he blew his nose, which caused his eye to completely swell shut. He was clearly uncomfortable rubbing his eye, trying to clear his vision so he could continue to fight, but the doctors came into the ring and put a stop to the fight, which was the right thing to do to protect a half-blind Cowboy. Wow, once again, a really solid performance by Tony Ferguson. Just like his previous 11 fights, he lived up to the hype, and he won a $50,000 Fight of the Night bonus, which he clearly deserved, but with a little bit of an unfortunate ending. Tony used his incredible pressure backed by his world-class cardio to push the pace of the fight. This unorthodox style is what put him on a 12-fight win streak. Nobody has been able to solve the riddle of Ferguson, and again, he showed the world why he should arguably be the champ. But we know Khabib or Poirier has something to say about that. Cowboy was disappointed and apologetic that he couldn't continue, but Cowboy is a true warrior and still has some amazing fights left in him. How can you not be a fan of Cowboy? But he did suffer an orbital fracture tonight that will keep him sidelined for some time. My parting thoughts, guys. In my eyes, I see Tony Ferguson fighting the winner of Khabib and Poirier, and no other fight makes sense, so we can see who the real champ is and unify that lightweight belt to take away any confusion in that division. Until next time.